Welcome to Dan's On Fandoms. I'm Dan. Today, we're going to be diving into 10 interesting facts about my homegirl, Ahsoka Tano. First introduced in the 2008 animated film Star Wars: The Clone Wars, Ahsoka Tano's story has seen her grow from an inexperienced Jedi Padawan to a character that many feel exemplifies what it means to be a Jedi, even if she left the Jedi Order at age 17. Over the years, she's become a beloved character within the fandom, as well as one of my absolute favorite characters in all of Star Wars. To put it simply, Ahsoka is a total badass. So, let's discuss 10 interesting facts about the smart, strong, and savvy Togruta, Ahsoka Tano. Number 1. Ahsoka was initially named Ashla. Early on, in the development of the Clone Wars, Ahsoka was initially given the name Ashla, which was actually a reference to an early name given by George Lucas for the light side of the Force. Lucas eventually settled on the name Ahsoka, however, which is a reference to Ahsoka the Great, who was an ancient Indian emperor of the Maurya dynasty. In the 2016 canon novel Ahsoka, our homegirl actually used the alias Ashla while trying to evade the Empire, which is a reference to the name initially given to her by George Lucas. In Attack of the Clones, a Togruta youngling named Ashla that appears during the film was thought to be a young Ahsoka, but Dave Filoni revealed that, while there had been discussions about making the Jedi youngling Ahsoka, Ashla's age wouldn't line up with Ahsoka's, and she would have been too young to be our homegirl. In Legends continuity, Ashla was the term used by ancient Force sensitives on Tython when referring to the light side of the Force. In the current canon, the term Ashla was first mentioned in the Star Wars Rebels Season 2 episode Legends of the Lasat, as it's revealed in the episode that the Lasat species referred to the Force as the Ashla. In Season 3 of Rebels, my homeboy Bendu referred to the light side of the Force as Ashla when speaking to Kanan and Jarrus. Number 2. Ahsoka is originally from Shili. In 36 BBY, our homegirl Ahsoka was born on the expansion region planet of Shili, which is the homeworld of Ahsoka's species, the Togruta. 3 years later, in 33 BBY, Ahsoka was nearly enslaved by an imposter who had intercepted a signal that had been sent from Ahsoka's village to the Jedi Order. The slaver hoped to use Ahsoka's powers for their own nefarious ends, but their scheme was ultimately foiled when Jedi Master Plo Koon arrived on Shili and discovered Ahsoka. Soon thereafter, she was accepted into the Jedi Order and began her training at the Jedi Grand Temple on Coruscant. Number 3. Ahsoka and Plo Koon shared a bond with each other. Although Ahsoka would eventually go on to become Anakin Skywalker's Padawan, Jedi Master Plo Koon shared a significant bond with her, which stemmed from her days as a youngling. As previously mentioned, Ahsoka was discovered at the age of 3 by Master Plo, who took her from Shili and brought her to the Jedi Temple on Coruscant to train and become a Jedi. Over the years, Master Plo kept an eye on Ahsoka's progression and training, became a mentor to the young Jedi, and would eventually go on to give her the nickname Little Ahsoka. During the Clone Wars, Ahsoka and Plo Koon worked together on several occasions, including their search for Boba Fett and fellow bounty hunter Aurra Sing, and Master Plo was someone that the Jedi Padawan could turn to for guidance and advice. In one instance, Plo Koon even vouched for Ahsoka after she snuck her way onto a Republic starship that had been sent to infiltrate the Citadel prison on the planet Lola Sayu. When discovered by Anakin, Ahsoka stated Master Plo had instructed her to tag along on the mission. Once the mission was over and the crew were back on Coruscant, Anakin asked Master Plo if he indeed assigned Ahsoka to the mission, and the Jedi Master vouched for her, telling Anakin it appeared that he did. Additionally, when Ahsoka was framed for the bombing of the Jedi Temple, Plo Koon found it hard to believe that Ahsoka could commit such a heinous act, and was the first from the Jedi Council to apologize to Ahsoka once she was exonerated of the crime. Number 4. Anakin initially didn't want to train her. In 22 BBY, once the Jedi Council believed Ahsoka was ready for her first mission, Ahsoka was sent to the planet Christophsis in order to assist Republic forces that were fighting the Separatist army there. The Council sent Ahsoka to Christophsis to pass on a message to Obi-Wan Kenobi and Anakin Skywalker that they were both needed back at the Jedi Temple on Coruscant, and to also meet her new master, Anakin. Initially, Obi-Wan believed that the Jedi Council had assigned him to be Ahsoka's Jedi Master, and both he and Anakin were completely surprised when Ahsoka revealed that the Jedi Council had actually assigned Anakin to become her master. Prior to this, Anakin had been very vocal about not wanting to take on an apprentice, despite Obi-Wan and even Yoda's belief that taking on a Padawan would be good for Anakin and might even calm his wild ways. Over the course of their time fighting Separatists on Christophsis, however, Ahsoka and Anakin seemed to work quite well well together, and Anakin eventually agreed to take her on as his Padawan learner. Number 5. Master Yoda helped Ahsoka in learning how to wield 2 lightsabers. By 21 BBY, Ahsoka was still training to perfect her ability to wield 2 lightsabers in combat. One day, while sparring with Anakin at the Jedi Temple on Coruscant, Master Yoda arrived to inquire about Ahsoka's progression in her training. To Ahsoka's surprise, Yoda informed her that he wanted to spar with the young Padawan learner to see how her skills had progressed. When Ahsoka prepared to spar with the Jedi Master, she initially ignited only one of her lightsabers as she didn't feel confident in her ability to wield 2 lightsabers, but Yoda insisted she use both. During their sparring, Ahsoka initially used an orthodox grip for holding her lightsabers, copying the grip Anakin used when holding his. As Ahsoka struggled against Yoda, he explained to the Padawan that what made her unique made her strong, and that she must always be herself. Understanding the lesson that Yoda was instilling upon her, this prompted Ahsoka to use an unorthodox reverse grip when holding her lightsabers, the same grip we'd see her use throughout the Clone Wars, Rebels, and The Mandalorian. This new grip allowed Ahsoka to fare much better against Yoda, who then advised the Padawan to always take what she learned from her master and make it her own. Number 6. Ahsoka stopped a shape-shifting bounty hunter from assassinating Padme. In 21 BBY, Ahsoka was assigned to provide security for Padme Amidala, as the senator from Naboo would be hosting Arthurian delegates to dine at her apartment to begin important negotiations. While a handmaiden of Padme's was setting the table, Ahsoka noticed that the handmaiden had set the table with eating utensils, something that Padme had specifically instructed her handmaidens not to do, as Arthurians never use them and might find their placement on the table offensive. After attempting to question the handmaiden, she pulled a blaster out and began to fire at Ahsoka and Padme. Upon disarming the rogue servant, Ahsoka was surprised to learn that the handmaiden was actually the shape-shifting Claudite bounty hunter Cato Parasiti. Before Ahsoka could apprehend the Claudite, they learned that the bounty hunter left an armed thermal detonator under the dinner table. Ahsoka then used the Force to throw the detonator out of the window of the apartment as Padme clubbed the bounty hunter with a vase, preventing her from escaping. Number 7. Ahsoka had a guardian of sorts. At one point during the Clone Wars, Ahsoka, Anakin, and Obi-Wan were sent to the Corelithium system in wild space to rendezvous with Captain Rex and investigate a 2,000-year-old distress signal that had begun broadcasting out of nowhere. Once at the rendezvous point, the 3 Jedi were brought through a vergence in the Force within an ancient monolith to the planet Mortis, which was an ethereal realm within the Force. Once on Mortis, Anakin, Ahsoka, and Obi-Wan soon encountered the father, the son, and the daughter, 3 beings who were once regarded as the Mortis gods. The son was the physical embodiment of the dark side, the daughter was the physical embodiment of the light side, and the father kept the 2 in check and in balance. The son, who resented the father's authority and hoped to escape from Mortis and venture into the greater galaxy, plotted to use the 3 Jedi as a means to break free from the planet. To enact his plan, the son eventually kidnapped Ahsoka, bit her, and corrupted her with the dark side, allowing him to fully control the Jedi Padawan. Once Anakin arrived to rescue his apprentice, the son forced Ahsoka to attack Anakin, but the daughter soon arrived and confronted the son. During the melee, the son eventually killed both Ahsoka and the daughter. Before the daughter died, however, she instructed Anakin to act as a conduit to channel her life force into Ahsoka's, which worked to revive the Jedi Padawan and purge her of the dark side. Over the years, following the events that transpired on Mortis, a convor named Morai could be seen accompanying and watching over Ahsoka. It was believed by some that the convor was a servant of the daughter, or even a manifestation of the daughter herself in another form. Morai has appeared in the Clone Wars, Star Wars Rebels, as well as most recently in Season 2 of The Mandalorian, and always appears to be watching over and/or protecting Ahsoka. Number 8. Ahsoka killed an Inquisitor to get Kyber crystals for new lightsabers. Following the initiation of Order 66 and the Great Jedi Purge in 19 BBY, Ahsoka quickly became a high-priority target of the Empire and the Sith. In an attempt to evade the Empire, Ahsoka, along with her friend Rex, planned to fake their deaths and go into hiding. Hoping to sell the fact that she perished, Ahsoka left her lightsabers on the unidentified moon that the Republic Star Destroyer she and Rex who were aboard crashed on, with the hope that this would aid in the illusion that she died in the Star Destroyer crash. About a year later, in 18 BBY, Ahsoka, now going by the alias Ashla, found herself on the outer rim moon of Raeda, which was an imperial farming settlement. Over time, Ahsoka aided the people of Raeda Ahsoka in resisting and attacking the Imperial presence on the moon, forcing her to reveal her Force powers. Because of this, the Imperial Inquisitor, known as the Sixth Brother, was dispatched to Raeda to find and eliminate the potential Jedi presence. Wanting to confront the Sixth Brother, Ahsoka hoped to construct new lightsabers, but needed kyber crystals to do so. She then traveled to Ilum, the sacred planet which had previously been used by the Jedi Order for thousands of years to obtain kyber crystals to construct lightsabers with. Once she arrived at Ilum, however, she discovered a large Imperial contingent that had come to the planet to mine the vast amount of kyber crystals that resided within the planet. Hoping to obtain a kyber crystal somewhere else, Ahsoka then reached out in the Force and discovered that the Sixth Brothers' kyber crystals were actually singing to her from Raeda. Ahsoka then returned to the Outer Rim moon, engaged the Sixth Brother in a fight, used the Force to cause the Sixth Brother's lightsaber to explode, which killed the Inquisitor and allowed her to take his kyber crystals. Since the crystals had been corrupted with the dark side of the Force and bled, giving them their crimson red hue, Ahsoka used the Force to heal the crystals, purging them of the corruption that had been imbued with the dark side of the Force. Using various parts Ahsoka gathered here and there over the previous year, she was then able to construct new lightsabers that we would see her wield in Star Wars Rebels and The Mandalorian. Number 9. Ahsoka began working with Bail Organa and his burgeoning rebellion in 18 BBY. Sometime before defeating the Sixth Brother, Senator Bail Organa sent several individuals to track down Ahsoka so as to speak to her. Once Bail was able to speak with Ahsoka, he informed her that he was recruiting people for a rebellion against the Emperor and the Empire. During their discussion, the two discussed the fact that the Empire was dispatching Inquisitors across the galaxy to kill Force-sensitive children, and Ahsoka agreed to help Bail if he'd agree to assist her in trying to prevent the Empire from hunting down Force-sensitives. Bail agreed to Ahsoka's terms, then provided her with intel and information on the Sixth Brother to aid her in her coming fight with the Inquisitor. Soon after defeating the Sixth Brother and crafting her new lightsabers, Ahsoka smuggled herself aboard Bail's ship, the Tantive III, in order to speak with the Senator. Ahsoka and Bail then discussed the events that transpired on Raeda, how Bail had dispatched Captain Ramus Antilles to help evacuate the villagers of the moon, and that the rescued refugees would be joining the rebellion. After Ahsoka showed Bail her newly crafted lightsabers and explained how she had to purify the kyber crystals to give them their white hue, the two discussed the fact that Bail's budding rebellion would need better channels of communication moving forward. Bail then entrusted Ahsoka with commanding the Rebel Alliance Intelligence Service, which would go on to become a branch of the rebellion responsible for obtaining and analyzing military, diplomatic, and economic information about the Galactic Empire and reporting such information to relevant branches of the Rebel Alliance. Ahsoka instructed Bail to call her Fulcrum, which was originally the name of a subspace communications frequency used by Ahsoka's master Anakin during the Clone Wars. Fulcrum would go on to be used as a title for various rebel informants during the years leading up to the Battle of Yavin. Number 10. Ahsoka dueled Darth Vader on the planet Malachor. In 3 BBY, Ahsoka, Kanan Jarrus, and Ezra Bridger were instructed by Master Yoda to travel to the planet of Malachor under the assumption that the planet would provide the Jedi with something that could help them defeating the Inquisitors and possibly even the Sith. Once they arrived on the planet, they quickly discovered a Sith Temple, which was also a superweapon that housed a Sith holocron. As the Jedi ventured closer to the temple, they encountered Maul, who had been marooned on the planet for an undisclosed number of years, as well as several Inquisitors. Soon after defeating the Inquisitors and being betrayed by Maul, Darth Vader arrived to destroy the beings that had ventured to the Sith Temple. Ahsoka then appeared before her former Jedi Master, and Vader explained to her that it was foretold she'd be there, referring to a vision that the Sith Lord had in 12 BBY following the completion of his castle on Mustafar. Initially, Vader didn't want to fight his former Padawan, telling her that the Emperor would show her mercy if she divulged where the remaining Jedi could be found. Ahsoka would not placate Vader, however, prompting the two to begin their duel. Back and forth the two went until it seemed as if Vader would be able to defeat his former apprentice. That is, until Ezra, from the future, used a mystical plane within the Force, known as the World Between Worlds, to pull Ahsoka through a portal, bringing her into the future and saving her from almost certain death. Realizing the potential danger the World Between Worlds would be in the hands of the Sith, Ezra and Ahsoka decided to close the portal to the realm to prevent others from accessing it. Before they could do so, the two encountered Darth Sidious, who tried to enter the realm, but Ezra and Ahsoka were able to return to their own times, allowing Bridger to seal the portal, causing the Jedi Temple, where the portal resided, to collapse. And there you have it. Those are 10 interesting interesting facts about one of my favorite characters in Star Wars, Ahsoka Tano. Ahsoka is such a stellar character, and I can't wait for us to get more stories featuring my homegirl. But what do you guys think about some of the facts we've discussed? What are some of your favorite Ahsoka facts or moments? Let us know down in the comments. If you like this video, please help out the channel by hitting that like button and making sure you subscribe. Follow the channel on Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, and Facebook, all at Dan's on Fandoms. Thanks for watching, and stay nerdy.